If you are new to this channel and enjoy the content that you see, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications to be alerted and notified whenever a brand new video is posted onto this channel, along with following me on these social media platforms to stay connected with me at all times. Also, feel free to check out all of your favorite videos and playlists located down in the description box below. Thank you so much for your continued support. Now let's begin. With Halloween 2018 now officially in the history books, fans of the Halloween franchise are seemingly enough begging the question as to what exactly is left for the Halloween franchise following the 2018 Halloween movie. And with the movie in and of itself having to divide the Halloween community, as many people enjoyed it as many others did not, one must beg the question after following the events and the ending of Halloween 2018, the million-dollar question on everyone's mind is what exactly happened to Michael Myers on that fateful night, and is he still alive? And the answer to this question, very vaguely enough, lies within the credits of Halloween 2018. If you've stuck around long enough to pass through the credits, by the very end, very faintly in the background as the credits fade, we hear Michael Myers breathing in the background. But even then, one must beg the question, what exactly does this mean? And this is where you guys come in, because I would like to get your thoughts in the comment section below as to what exactly you think happened to Michael Myers, and how exactly would you pitch a sequel following the events of Halloween 2018. Because when having to revisit the movie and looking at what exactly happened to Michael Myers while downstairs in the basement of the house, which was a trap set up specifically for Michael Myers, did he escape? One of the answers to this lies within a flashback of Karen Strode in the movie, where based off of the observation scene, we see how there is in fact a way for someone to escape. But the question is, did Michael Myers figure out that exact way of escaping as the fire was consuming him? Of course, the ending to Halloween 2018 is very ambiguous, and that is meant to throw the audience off on purpose, especially when looking at the final shot of the trailer, where we see Michael Myers standing behind the bars, staring a hole in Laurie, Allison, and Karen before the fire consumes the environment around him. And at the very last shot of the film, before panning back to the women in the car, we don't see Michael Myers standing at the staircase while the fire was consuming him, nor do we see any signs of a body having to burn on the floor. So this begs the question, if he wasn't standing there as the fire was consuming him as Laurie, Allison, and Karen fled, and if there's no signs of a body on the floor burning, then what exactly happened to Michael? Of course, they further humanized Michael in this movie to give more of a sense of realism to the character, but that doesn't mean that there's not any supernatural element to Michael, as we've seen in the beginning of the movie when the interviewers first revealed the mask to Michael, and seemingly enough having somewhat of a supernatural reaction, as all of the patients around Michael Myers had a genuine reaction to the mask being brought to him. And when going back to the ending of the movie, you see the flames consume the house, but you don't see Michael Myers. To me, I think Michael Myers is still alive. The question as to how remains unknown. However, I think the story of Michael Myers will continue in a potential sequel, and I think based off of the elements provided in Halloween 2018, the next Halloween movie having to take place following the 2018 events just may in fact be the conclusion of the Halloween franchise. And this is why. When looking at Michael and Laurie in this film, myself and many others originally thought that someone had to go. Whether that be Michael finally kills Laurie, or Laurie finally kills Michael, or both, was a controversial debate within the Halloween community, and in fact when looking at this film, neither Michael killing Laurie or Laurie killing Michael happened. But what does this mean going forward? I do believe that in the next installment of the Halloween franchise, somebody has to go, and I think because of this, the person that will in fact die in the next film will be Laurie Strode, only from there to continue the legacy and having Allison be the one to take Laurie's place in becoming the next quote Laurie Strode character in the Halloween franchise. We understand that Jamie Lee Curtis reprised her role because of her passion and love for Halloween, and also having to invest in the script alone and seeing the changes made to not only her character, but Michael as well. But when looking at the narrative objectively, you could still theoretically have a Halloween franchise without Jamie Lee Curtis reprising her role as Laurie Strode. We've seen that be done before. So I think it's only logical at this point to continue the story of Michael Myers and Halloween by having Michael kill Laurie in the next film. But of course, when looking back at the visuals, Michael isn't only going to be targeting Laurie at this point, but also Karen and Allison for doing what they did to him on that fateful night as he burned. Which which only makes sense because at this point Michael not only has one target, which is Laurie Strode, but now 3, her family. So even if he gets rid of one, he still has 2 more to go. And you can milk this and marinate this along the way if you decide to have a good script and story in having Michael finally get his hands on Laurie, finishing the job, and carrying out his plans to destroy her family further by killing off her daughter and granddaughter. But being that Allison is the granddaughter and much younger, assumingly enough around the same age as Laurie Strode seen in the original Halloween 1979 movie, it only makes sense now to have a young Allison defend her honor and her family's legacy alongside her grandma by being the first and only one to potentially put down Michael Myers. And to support the idea of Allison having to be the next potential Laurie Strode goes as far back in looking at the ending of Halloween 2018 and Halloween 1979 in seeing the way Allison was holding the knife at the end of the Halloween 2018 movie, which was basically symbolic when looking at how Laurie threw the knife down to Michael Myers after stabbing him in the closet in the original movie. Allison, on the other hand, never let go of the knife, paying homage to the original. And Jamie Lee Curtis said that in the original movie, it bothered her that Laurie threw the knife down. So with Allison holding onto the knife could be interpreted in a number of ways, but having Allison be the potential next killer in the franchise does not make any sense. I think that Michael is alive, and I think that once Michael finds his way back to Laurie, the final confrontation between the two will happen, and I think the fate of Michael Myers will be in the hands of Allison Strode in the future movies. Now let's not also forget that originally when shooting Halloween 2018, they wanted to shoot 2 movies back to back following the first installment, but had to put a hold on it just to see how this current movie was going to be received in the box office. As it stands currently, Halloween 2018 stands right now as the franchise's most successful and profitable movie of the entire franchise, which includes Halloween 1, 2, H2O, Resurrection, Halloween 4. Out of all the Halloween movies ever produced and made, this one stands as the most successful. So a sequel is on the horizon, and by having Allison be the antagonist of the film doesn't make any sense, because when looking at the narrative objectively, Allison had suffered something very similar that Laurie Strode had suffered in the original movie. Lost her friends, went through a traumatic experience, and now she went through a situation to where she was nearly killed by Michael Myers twice, outside after watching her friend die as Michael attempted to pursue her, and inside the house as Michael was attempting to get in. And correction, I meant to say Halloween 1978, but either way, following the original, I think that they need to keep Michael alive long enough for there to be a conclusive story between him and Laurie Strode. You can't do a movie to where indefinitely there is an ambiguous ending. You need to have something happen to where it closes off the chapter for the Halloween franchise for good, whether that be Michael Myers finally wins or Laurie Strode and her family finally win. You can't keep this franchise alive based on indecisive decisions or plot devices that somehow suit a biased narrative. I think that in this upcoming movie, it needs to be the be-all end-all of this story. That way in the future, even though they've made tons of money on this movie, they could potentially reboot the franchise, or even if they want to continue down the line to where it makes sense. Of course, to me, I don't want to see anything involving the occult. I don't want to see anything even remotely close as to what resembled the Thorn franchise, so I think that they need to go in a different direction, and I think that Allison could be the key to all of this. Michael Myers to me is indefinitely still alive. The only question is how. Do they find his body after the building burns down? Does he somehow escape via an opening or a door or a narrow window, or is there some other means of Michael escaping? I don't think that his spirit or his vessel completely disappeared in some sort of a supernatural-esque kind of way, but I definitely think that Michael found himself a way to escape where it's logical enough for him to come back. And to further solidify the idea of Michael Myers surviving the fire, if you go back and looking at how Laurie Strode shot at Michael Myers from the basement directly above and having to shoot Michael Myers through the floorboards, that right there could be the narrative. That right there could be the opening that Michael Myers could have used to escape. Why? Because there are bullet holes right above him on the ceiling. He could easily manpower his way through, breaking through the floors above in the kitchen and somehow having to escape through the back. That is the only logical way, that is the only opening that I can currently think of that Michael Myers could have used to finally escape. And you are hearing that idea here first, because after having to watch the movie 6 times, that was the only opportunity that I think Michael could have used to finally escape the house. The bullet holes that were on the floor, on the wooden floor mind you, could have been used as a means of escape for Michael Myers to once again continue his rampage in a future Halloween movie. I will be making more videos in the future discussing possible theoretical endings and what I would do alongside featuring your comments in the comment section below of this video on future videos, so make sure you guys go ahead and let me know down below as to what you all think. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. Once more, if of course you guys love Halloween, love horror, and enjoyed this video, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that subscribe button, leave a like down below on this video, post your comments down below and interact with each other and letting us know what you guys think, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace.